Were you, or were you not, on a gay cruise?
No, you're 120% dick pic.
Everybody that age, they're sperminator.
Yeah.
Because we don't care about anything else. We're a walking hard on looking for a hole.
That's. I have to say you're right on that one. Oh my God.
A stiff breeze comes through the room and you return the favor.
Gonorrhea. No. Somewhere on the outside of this building, there is a hole where squirrels come in.
Better than a hole where dicks come in.
Yeah, better than that.
Going down the stairs to wash the laundry. What the hell? Shh. Pizza. Stop it now. I order you to stop. I'm still touching myself.
Yeah.
All young bitches want to do is pop pills, smoke weed, get drunk, lay around, suck dick, eat hot Cheetos, charge they phone, get a sew and weave, twerk, be bisexual, eat McDonald's, wash they pussy in the sink, lie, take selfies, and talk shit through Wi-Fi because they phone never on.
I think washing they pussy in the sink is my favorite part. The Vietnamese trade in dongs. Figuratively and literally, I'm sure.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I did decide to look it up. 500,000 dongs is a good night for Pop's ex.
Like most women, he's an emotional thinker.
Good God.
I mean, that's part of the problem we're having now in our society is we have a bunch of emotional thinkers that want the world to, to fall in line with their emotions. That's not. Look, reality doesn't give a shit about emotions.
It's my lived truth. Fuck your lived truth.
No, it's not. It's your perspective.
Kiss my ass.
Literally like, hey, Sergeant Pop, you got to turn your bear suit. I'm like, over my dead body. No. Just give me a statement of charges. Yeah. You're never getting this back. Yeah. You can suck it.
I'm going to wear this with my Russian coat.
you will bury me in this. Hey! Why you gotta fucking be like that, man?
Because I'm an asshole, and I learned from the best. I'm sitting across from him, and I'm pointing at you with all four fingers.
All right, first of all, the Russian jacket is World War II surplus.
I'll send you a picture of it, Sarge.
Yeah, okay.
I got you standing wearing it with holding two giant buckets like you just collected all the chum from behind the dump dumpster at the bar, and you're going to go home and make ice cream out of it.
What's up, savages? I'm back, baby. Ha, ha, ha. Look, it was a good break, though I wasn't on vacation the entire time. I went to New York to visit some Army buddies, and one of my Army buddies' youngest daughter, or only daughter, turned 13. So I went and took her her 13th birthday party present, which was $1,300. And since she's a freshly minted type 1 diabetic, I made her look me in the eyes and swear to me that she would never drink alcohol on an empty stomach or before she goes to bed, because that is very bad for type 1 diabetics. Now, today, Battle Dwarf and I, over the past several months, have been assembling a picture for you. One that's not very good. We've had a porous border, I would say mostly in the south, also in the north. Millions of military-age people have walked across our borders for reasons unknown. And we've had our infrastructure screwed with. We've had our education system taken over from the top down, bottom up. We've had all kinds of crazy plagues. We're dealing with possible bird flu bullshit. And more than likely, hopefully, we'll get some more information on this mRNA vaccine bullshit, which, in my opinion, I think it was a weapon, and hopefully we'll be able to get that information. But while I was gone, old China decided to do a rehearsal for the seizing of Taiwan. Now, I believe the last major training event for the Chinese Navy was in 2020. It is now 2024. All right. Now, do I think they're going to do something right off the jump? No, I do not. I think at some point they're going to give it a go. And it's going to take a lot of setting up because Taiwan is a goddamn island. It's 75% built up, so it's one huge urban environment, which anyone with any experience at war knows is an absolute meat grinder. This could turn into something very serious. Now, we've also had some rumblings that Russia is looking for peace talks. Perhaps there might be an end to that particular scuffle. We shall see. But let's just say Russia's military has been humiliated on the world stage. I do not think they will be able to offer a lot of military, how shall we say, help to China if they should decide to go ahead with their plan. Battledorf is giving me the what the fuck you talking about look. You're not here to listen to us agree. We disagree all the time. That's what NCOs do. But hopefully we'll have Blake here on Thursday. But if he's not here, we'll figure something else out. And let's bring in Battledorf.
I might remote in from farm country.
Foreign from farm country.
Yeah, there you go. I'm Pop's going off on his little monologue over here. I'm watching. I've just got the Rumble tab open at the moment. And I see people pouring into watching everything. But smash the like button, you faggots! It's free. You just push the like button, man, and it helps us get more views. Seriously.
Hey, your mic is too far away from your face now.
Oh, now my mic is too far away. Before I had it too close, and I was like Darth Vadering.
Yeah.
And that seemed to bother everybody, so I had to move them. Is it good now?
A little bit. Move it up just a little bit closer.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
That's what she said. Just the tip.
Just the tip. A little bit closer.
Yeah.
I was looking at a lot of our stats when Pop was off doing whatever Pop was doing in Popland. We're getting hammered, you guys. We need help. YouTube is really beating us in the face and shadow banning all of our stuff. The more likes we can smash, the more visibility we can get. And YouTube can't overcome people telling other people about the channel.
Correct.
And the shows. That's the one thing YouTube can't overcome.
Yeah. Did you say a couple weeks back that you were watching in real time as they were taking thousands of views off?
Yes.
Video?
Yeah, I was watching in real time. It wasn't thousands. It was just hundreds. It was only hundreds.
Oh, only hundreds. Okay.
It was only hundreds of views. I was watching them take views off of it.
It's not a big deal. Yeah.
And to put it in perspective, also, the video that's going to be coming out next week on Monday, limited ads already. And it hasn't even been played or anything like that. So,
oh, yeah, I get that all the time when I'm putting up videos in the shorts. I constantly battle with them. Everything I have review. So Pop and I disagree on the whole Russia thing. There's a lot going on in Russia. I don't think Russia is losing that ground battle.
I wouldn't say they're losing the ground battle. I didn't say they're losing. I
Okay.
said they're shitting the bed, meaning they are not steamrolling over Ukraine like you would think a world power would be able to do.
I think there's a reason for that.
Okay. Bring it on.
This is a personal opinion. The Russia packet wasn't mine, first of all. I'll admit that. The Russia packet wasn't mine. But I've looked at enough of it and I've seen enough of their battles in the past that I agree they're not steamrolling over them. But I think the reason they're not steamrolling over them is you and I had this discussion like 2 years ago when the buildup first started in the eastern and northern corridors.
Yeah.
I think they just want Donbass and Kharkiv. And I think what they're doing is laughing at the UN as the UN tries to start a real war there. And Russia goes, no, just this. No, we just take this. You don't want that. We just take this. No, do not make us use Satan.
Yeah, they've taken a lot of heavy losses in their armor vehicles.
Yeah, but the Ukrainians lost all of theirs and most of ours.
Okay.
So there's that.
There is that, but
the Ukrainians literally have women and old men in trenches right now.
Well, the average age is 43 years on Ukraine trenches.
Right. So I just have a feeling I've got that spider sense that something in the back of my head is saying something different is going on there.
Okay.
Something different.
Well,
anyway,
I mean,
it's a whole different show. It's a whole other show.
Our mainstream media has been bought and paid for, and now we're only getting elevator music to pacify us inside the country.
That is 110% correct. So one of the other big things that Pop was talking about is all these forces flowing across the border. And there's a Green Beret out there named Michael Yon, who just did a really good article on it on Tucker Carlson, did a really good interview about the refugees flowing across. And he mentions the Chinese that are flowing across. Lo and behold, all of our military bases, which are basically wide open anyway. America has no idea. Pop talks about the 5 fences constantly. Our military bases are like a 6-year-old, a creative bunch of 6-year-old boys could penetrate a major infantry base or armor base without any trouble at all.
He said penetrate, should be infiltrate.
Infiltrate.
Well, listen, when I was on active duty, it was my job a couple times to actually go and infiltrate secure locations.
Yeah.
I did it all the time as a sniper.
Yep. We did that shit too. Yep. The Lair guys did that all the time.
All the time. It's painfully easy.
Yeah. It's crazy easy. There was one really good base that had pretty good security, but and let's see if you can guess this just by the description. I think it was the northwestern corner was a swamp. So they're like, it's a swamp. Nobody's going to go through the swamp. And there was no security there at all.
Yeah, it's the first place I go.
And we just went, okay.
I just walked through the swamp.
Walked right on. And we're able to do basically whatever the hell we want.
Yeah.
From that point.
And special operation forces usually will do stuff like that.
There's the famous cartoon. This sucks.
Yeah.
I like how this sucks. I wish it would suck more.
And the Air Force, God, looks like it sucks down
there. Yeah. But that's in every ready room in the U.S. Army.
Do you remember the first special operation unit that was a joint unit during World War II with Canada and America? And is
that the Jedburgh?
No, they were heavily involved in the Italian invasion.
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
They're the ones.
I don't recall their name.
They climbed up the back of a fucking mountain.
Oh yeah.
Monte Cassino.
Monte Cassino.
Yeah, and there was only like 2 Germans pulling guard.
Right.
They climbed up ropes up a fucking mountain and then assaulted down and cleared the objective.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
we'll do shit exactly like that. It was just exercises, but we'll do that.
And so will our enemies.
Yes.
Especially if they're sneaking across the border. Those are spec op guys. Yeah. And those are the guys who do sneaky shit like that.
Yeah. And it is actually, I just started putting the shorts up for Hollywood Lies Rules of a Gunfight 2.
Oh, yeah.
Those shorts are coming out right now. And one of them, you say straight up, your enemy isn't stupid.
Nope.
They're as smart as you. They're clever and they know what they're doing just like you do.
Correct.
And that's the big thing that everybody always gets wrong, because in the movies, it's just guys running with a gun and you shoot him and he's dead and off you go.
Yeah, they run in
doesn't
straight
work like that.
lines. Everything's predictable.
Right.
They went to the Stormtrooper Academy because nobody can hit shit. Yeah, that's not
Stormtrooper Academy.
that's not the real world.
Well, guess what? You're all wearing red Star Trek shirts.
That's right.
So let's move over to this video here, because this happened the other day. This guy is Black Scout Survival. I just grabbed him because he's talking about the incident and some of this.
So looking at Memorial Day coming in, hopefully you get to celebrate with your family and enjoy what Americans that give a junkie who OD'd 4 years ago. Yeah. Incredible, right? Mm. Did you also know that Joe Biden is now seeking a meme expert?
No.
Fort Bragg.
Here we go.
We need to call it. Special ops soldier being investigated in a Moore County fatal shooting. So there was this mysterious shooting that happened in Fort Bragg. Now they call it Fort Liberty since 2020. Not far from where, obviously, the most elite special operations forces in the United States Army live and train.
This is where the Delta goes.
He's under investigation by Army CID as well as local police. This shooting took place in Carthage, North Carolina on May 3rd at 8:15 p.m. So we have not heard about this. This has been since May 3rd, but you're just now hearing about it. Nobody is reporting on this or keeping it completely quiet. And you may ask why. Well, it's probably because the information we're going to go through, right? 2 Chechen men who spoke broken English were found near the soldier's home. The family alleges the suspected intruder, a 35-year-old Ramzan Darav from Chicago. Why was it Chicago? Because that was a sanctuary city. Mm-hmm. Was taking photos of their children near a power line in a wooded part of the property.
Now, on the children thing, we had this happen when I was overseas. We would occasionally catch people taking pictures of the kids, because some of us had families and stuff over there. So I know exactly what this guy is talking about. I've actually been through this, but this is happening on U.S. soil at Fort.
An altercation ensued between Darav and the special operations soldier. He was shot several times at close range. There was a second Chechen man that was found in a vehicle some distance away from where the incident occurred. Now, the sheriff, Ronnie Fields, said in a statement, the caller indicated that an individual was observed taking photographs on the property and had become aggressive towards a resident outside their home. The deceased, so the Chechen man, was found about 250 yards from the roadway along the power line on the resident's property. Identification was not on the guy. So he didn't have any ID. He was sanitized. Right? Now, just tell me what this is starting to sound like to you. It was later confirmed from family members. Now, the Chechen man, his family has set up a GoFundMe, right, saying that he was wrongfully assassinated.
Because of course, okay, this guy's got a speaking style that is not conducive to our particular
I agree.
Environment at all.
No, but he is very accurate.
Yeah, he's very accurate. Look, our bases are being penetrated and infiltrated and in all other ways traded. The Chinese have purchased farmland next to some of our Air Force bases. One of the other channels that I follow on Telegram, you're there too, Colonel Murray's channel.
Yes.
A couple of guys put up things where examples of how you could easily, with a bunch of cheap drones and some thermite grenades, fly those in formation over an Air Force runway and basically reduce our air power by 3/4 in minutes.
You don't even need, you just need a heavy anti-material rifle.
No, yeah, I understand. They were just demonstrating one of the methods that this can be done by. The point being here, this guy, this special forces soldier who shot a guy outside of his home, these guys, I mean, one of them sitting across from me right now. You don't just draw your weapon and smoke somebody unless you really think there's a reason that you need to be doing that.
Yeah.
especially in an environment like, oh, your backyard.
Well, first of all, they're taking pictures of the kids.
Yeah.
That could be a snatch and grab kind of shit.
Huge flag.
Yeah, and he's sterilized.
Yes.
So he's
That
there.
was the big one for me.
He is there with. Listen, I've been on many ops where like, all right, Pop, take your dog tags off. Leave your ID card. It is what it is. Did you write your death letter? Let's all right, go get on the birds. Let's fucking no.
Hey, wedding ring.
yeah.
That's real. You see that in movies sometimes. That's real.
It does happen. I've only done that twice, and I can't really go into a lot of the details, but it was serious stuff.
I've got one.
Yeah.
I have one of those where we gave up our shit too, which was rare for the signals guys.
Oh yeah.
We usually weren't anywhere near anywhere we were going to be bothered in that manner.
Yeah, and one of the main reasons I don't have any tattoos is because you weren't allowed to have any identifying marks that were put there intentionally.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. They didn't care about that as much with us, but we weren't as prone to capture as you guys.
Yep.
By a long shot. What this guy is saying, what this incident at Fort Bragg represents is a complete sea change. The United States of America on the inside, our bases especially, are no longer safe. We're not safe anymore. Those 5 fences, I think 3 of them are gone.
I think you're correct. Or they're purposely opened.
Yeah. Yeah, the wire's been cut.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, let's see. The only ones I think there's only okay. First of all, let's put this out in case we get knocked off the air.
We got a big thunderstorm.
We got a thunderstorm rolling through. All right. So if the stream stops, that's why. I apologize ahead of time. I have no control over what the man upstairs decides to do. So it is what it is.
Yep.
But yeah, you are correct though. This is just shitty all over. I'm just trying to figure this out. I'm trying to war game what could possibly the only levels of the fences that I think are uncompromised right now are the sheriff departments. Most of because those guys are elected.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably some out there that are worthless fucks.
Oakland County's bad.
Yeah.
Oakland County's bad.
And then some state police.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Michigan State Police because,
I would say sectors of Michigan State Police. You get out of the cities, you get up around Cadillac or Sheboygan, those areas further north are probably going to be okay for the most part. But you can't trust them 100%.
No.
So all of that safety we've lived with for all of these years since World War II is gone.
Up in smoke.
It's gone because and I say we collectively because me too, sat on our butts while this was being rammed down our throats.
Well, we've got the Rainbow military.
Yeah, those are helpful.
Yeah, and then we have the Fed police.
Yeah.
Are the equivalent of Banana Republic.
AKA the dog shooters.
I saw that one. Okay, so those 2 are gone. Those are 2 of the fences right there. And then I would go as far to say blue cities.
That's all 3 fences all in one shot.
Those are
the blue cities.
The blue cities don't cover. Oh, there's red cities too, but the blue cities I think are the same as the Rainbow Army.
Yep. Be sure to don't do a burnout or a donut on a illegally painted rainbow flag in the street, or else you'll be
in Florida. Yeah.
Be put on a manhunt list.
You know what? We need to have the Florida governor get on board and just say, you know what, go fuck yourself. So he did a burnout, a big deal.
He was purchased, and again, that's a whole different.
Yeah, we'll get to that one later.
Show. So your fences are gone. Your security is gone. Look for these guys to walk in and feel comfortable taking photos, sanitized, of the children of what they probably knew was a special forces colonel. Because we used to do surveys on these guys.
We had a full bird killed in the Philippines a couple decades back.
General Dozer in Italy was assassinated by a guy on a freaking Vespa scooter. these things happen, but now they're going to start happening in the United States of America. We had dossiers. I had a database built of all of the Korean VIPs, all of as many of their guys as we could get, and their families, and the whole 9 yards. It's common knowledge that this is done. I'm telling you that I did some of that. I guarantee you those databases are being built on American personnel in exactly the same way.
Yeah, I think you're correct.
But it's a part of me wants to tear this whole thing down right now and turn this into a situation room and put your whiteboards up and start
planning.
Yeah, I'm having real battle map frenzy right now.
Yeah.
And it's causing me to become a little short-speeched. Our security
Right,
being
you got to
gone
do
like
the
this
pop
is-
mantra.
Okay.
All right, let's get on with it.
Our security is badly compromised. Now, a lot of this is the Chinese that are coming across the border. There are several interviews by Michael Yan about what's happening at the border. Those are worth your time. Y-O-N, Michael Yan. But
hopefully one day we can get him on the show.
I'd like that. I'd like that. That'd be good if we could get him on. We're going to move on right now. I wanted to bring this to light and let you know, go looking for this stuff on how badly our bases and everything are being compromised. It's really not pretty. And one of the main agitators, of course, is China. And a week ago, no, little AP, I don't want to donate to you. China sent dozens of warplanes and ships near Taiwan to show its anger over the island's new leaders. Now, there are two major parties in Taiwan, and I might get this one name wrong.
I believe you pronounced it wrong. It should be Taiwan on.
Taiwan on. Yeah. If there's a Taiwan, that implies there's a Tai too.
Yeah.
Let's not do this.
Let's not do that.
Let's not do this. Anyway, the Democratic Chinese People's Party, I think, is one of the big political parties in China. But the other one is the important one, and that's Kuomintang. That's the People's Republic. Now, everybody knows about Mao, and everybody knows about the revolution, and everybody knows about what Mao did in 1953 with the purges and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Very few people know what happened before that. Between World War I, listen to me, between World War II, 1944, 1945, when they forced the Japanese out finally, after having been occupied for a very long time, and 1949, they had a civil war. And the side of the Chinese Republic was a general named Chiang Kai-shek.
Mm-hmm.
And his wife became famous because she was just such an excellent diplomat. But Chiang Kai-shek was a genius tactician and managed to beat Mao's armies for a very long time until Mao just finally overwhelmed him with
He was
numbers.
getting support from Russia. The Soviets or the communist CCP from China that was fighting against them was getting direct support from Russia.
Yes, they were also getting direct support from Russia, and Chiang Kai-shek was still giving them a hard time.
Yep.
Now, finally, in 1949, it was, I think, December 1949, Chiang Kai-shek's forces were forced to flee China, and a great many of them fled to Taiwan with Chiang Kai-shek's corps. One of the things that I found when I was researching this years and years ago, because I was researching the Chinese triads, because I'm that weird kid who looks into stuff like that, is there was a Chinese triad called 14K who were working with Chiang Kai-shek because they wanted to keep the ports open because that's what mobs do.
Mm-hmm.
It's their biggest asset is trade
or money.
That's how they make their money.
Yeah.
A lot of them ended up going to Taiwan with Chiang Kai-shek's people. They set up a government there, and it's still there to this day, 60 years later.
70
years later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the Chinese hate them. They hate Taiwan mostly because of Chiang Kai-shek and his Kuomintang. Prior to that, Taiwan had been a Japanese protectorate.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, it was mostly like a Chinese backwater, is my understanding. It has a couple of vital trade ports, Taipei, and another one at the opposite end.
I'm
We
glad you
haven't
know
tried
those
to-
names. I would never remember those.
Well, sure, oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
I speak a little Chinese.
I can understand that. And no.
No. Anyway, on the southwest corner of Taiwan, I think there's another port that's pretty important. Chinese piracy, by the way, is fascinating stuff. Look into Chinese piracy. So here's this little island, and it's got this little republic from the Kuomintang, from Chiang Kai-shek, who was Mao's arch enemy.
Mhm.
The CCP has forever insisted that Taiwan is a Chinese province, and they have threatened to invade over and over again, but they've never actually done it. Now, America is weakening.
Yes.
Now the Chinese are an economic force that they have never been before. Now the Chinese Navy has more boats than our Navy by quite a bit.
Well, actually, I just covered this on Sunday with the supporters.
Do it.
You are correct. They do have more boats and what have you. I believe we've got them beat on tonnage.
They have no real deep water navy.
No, they don't.
There are very few deep water navies.
Well, they have 3 aircraft carriers now.
But those still aren't classed for like real deep water action.
Yet.
Yeah. Like we can project from Honolulu to Taipei with Pac Fleet.
Mm-hmm.
Those boats can go through any water, period. I found myself on one in 2002, despite joining the Army to stay on dry land. Somehow task force decided they needed to be on the Blue Ridge.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
No, that's why I did not go in the Marine Corps.
Yeah, that's why I joined the Army, was to stay on dry land again.
That's right.
Yeah. No, you need to operate with these guys. Like, no, I don't like boats. Anyway, China has now done a couple of exercises, and the first one was on the 23rd, and I believe they're still going to a degree, but they've been mock attacking Taiwan's airspace.
Correct.
They've been doing naval drills off the coast, and some of the stuff that I saw in Colonel Murray's chat, I believe it was Michael Yan who threw it up there, but I don't remember for sure. Some maps were put up that looked like, you know what impact areas are?
Oh, yeah.
Exclusion zones.
Mm-hmm.
When you fire artillery, you map out impact areas so that your guys don't go strolling through it when you hit the button and say the word repeat. Never say repeat over a military radio.
It could be bad.
These boxes are set up so that you don't walk your own guys through the artillery fire. And the artillery elements know where they're putting their rounds. It's a very carefully mapped out thing.
Well, let's be honest here. I do not think the Chinese military, with the lack of resources that they give their people and the lack of training that they do, are probably going to have a hard time maintaining that or setting it up to start with. I could be completely wrong.
Anybody can map a box on a map, dude.
I'm just saying
that part's easy.
Well, yeah, you just draw some lines on a map, but enforcing it, firing into it, not firing into it.
Yeah.
You know, come on.
Powder charges.
Yeah, they got a
bags,
conscript army.
3 bags, 4 bags. Let's discuss the Chinese order of battle for a minute.
Oh, yes.
Let's discuss the Chinese order of battle. So first of all, let me give you a quick definition of what order of battle means. It's really simple. All it means is guys, guns, beans, bullets, command elements, and communications and logistic.
And well, I was going to put support in there. Yeah,
that's support. That's the core of
everything.
What order of battle is, and what it does is give you insight into what their capabilities are. Typically, depending on what we're doing, we'll work from the company level up to the army level when we do order of battle. I want to know what a Chinese infantry company looks like.
Well, and another reason you do the order of battle as an intel analyst, say you get a satellite photo of a particular area and you see very specific units like water filtration, and you have, electronic warfare or whatever. You just look at the order of battle and go, oh, there's water purification there. And then, oh, look at that. That is a brigade level asset for motorized infantry.
Right. And look over here.
Yep.
We've got a Sparta unit in the field with them, and they're in this particular area of the map, which probably means it's 5th Corps.
Yeah.
I can still look at a map of North Korea today and draw where all of the core areas are
Mm-hmm.
because we studied that particular order of battle to that extent.
And they probably didn't change it much.
No, except for 6th Corps, which tried a military coup in 1994 and was erased, literally erased from history in North Korea.
Wow.
All of the NCOs
Wow.
and their families were all put to death.
Wow.
All of the officers were put to death and their families were sent to death camps. And they decimated the enlisted. They did an actual decimation. 1 out of every 10 was put to death and the rest were assigned to other units.
Wow.
I've never heard of a decimation in modern times, but apparently
Neither have
it
I.
happened in 1994 in Korea.
I didn't hear anything about this 1994 shit in Korea. So
Heard about what?
that's right.
Anyway, there was a coup attempt, and there were a bunch of other elements involved. I could talk about 6th Corps basically because it was literally erased from the face of the earth. The units that fought back, that's the part that I can't discuss because it reveals a lot of our knowledge. But 6th Corps was completely erased, and it was really, really ugly. They just put whole family lines to death, all of the NCOs.
Wow.
And sent the families to the labor camps and then killed the officers so that the officers knew that their families were sent to the labor camps.
Yeah. I don't know that's what communism is.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it leads to.
That's exactly what communism is. Back to the Chinese order of battle. One of the things that we learned during the Korean War, when 24 divisions of Chinese were cycled through the whole war. It was an initial 11 divisions that hit the Yalu River and drove us back.
Oh, yeah. That was a huge clusterfuck.
Yes. What we learned is only about 1 in every 10 soldiers at that time was actually armed. And he would just pick up the arms of the guy in front of him who got shot and keep going. And behind them were their officers shooting anybody who tried to run back.
Wow.
But they just had sheer numbers.
Yeah.
They had sheer numbers. Now, SIG to the 90s, when we started, I always say SIG and the word is segue, but I don't care. To the 90s, when we were studying their order of battle, the Chinese fire maybe 10 rounds in basic training, as opposed to the what's the U.S. infantry fire in basic?
Oh God. Let's see. You have a week of BRM, where you probably fire anywhere from 120 to.
It's 40 rounds a day. When I was in.
Well, no. In pre-BRM, you go up to that line 2 or 3 times every day. So you're doing 120 rounds, and then you do your zeros and all that shit. So you're probably burning through about 150 rounds a day.
150 rounds a day.
And then at the end of BRM, it's a week long. At the end of the week, you qualify.
With 40 rounds.
With 40 rounds.
After firing a couple hundred rounds.
Correct.
The Chinese are firing 10 live rounds. The rest of
Wow.
it, they're using simulators or
Bang, bang.
bang, bang. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. The North Koreans fired 3
Wow.
when I was doing that stuff in the 90s.
Wow.
3 live rounds. They're not allowed to have a rifle with live rounds that's not staked in on the firing point.
Wow.
Their rifle is tied in.
I didn't know. That's
Yeah.
beyond
North Korea is
stupid.
extreme. Yeah, that's beyond extreme. What are we getting at?
The professional. Well, all right, let's be honest. All right.
Do it.
The army that we have or did have 4 years ago, in my opinion, was pretty much battle hardened because we've been at war on 2 different fronts for 20 plus years. All right. And let's face it. I used to train guys to go to combat, and there's regulations. You open up the regs, there's tables that every soldier has to fire. There's tasks they have to do, anywhere from raid, ambush, break contact, move as a buddy team, move as a fire team, move as part of a squad, move as part of platoon, and there you have it. There's all kinds of tables. So by the time our guys, hypothetically, by the time our guys get to the war zone, they're ready to go. They're trained. They know how to use their equipment. It is what it is. If the worst was to happen to them, it was their time, and that's the way it goes. Because, and I know this from experience, my National Guard unit got called up to go to Iraq, and we did not follow the regulations or the tables. We didn't even do half of the tasks we're supposed to do to wind up in fucking Iraq. I fucking threw a big hissy fit. I wrote a letter to the SecDef, had to put on his desk, because I'm not living my life with regret because I didn't say nothing because my people weren't ready to go to war. All right. But if you're going to go against
a lot of that too.
Yeah. If you're going to go to war with, another power, you hope that their soldiers are not trained to your standard. There's a big difference. I mean, I talked to guys who tried to train Afghan military, and they said they were completely worthless. They didn't want to fight.
They don't have a concept of discipline,
No.
let alone have any discipline.
Yeah, not to mention they were sending all of their drug addicts to the army because their culture, being a soldier, is lower than being boots on the ground.
Yeah, you're lower than goat shit.
Correct.
And I'm sure we all remember the infamous jumping jack video.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, don't even get started.
I remember that one.
The Koreans are pretty good. In honesty, their Marines and their SEALs are a bunch of trigger happy fucking yahoos because they watch too many movies. That's a big problem. But overall, they've got some pretty good discipline, and in cold weather, they'll stand up to just about any American unit. They will do things in cold weather that I've never seen another unit do.
Okay.
Like tearing off their shirts and running into a rushing river with like 2 feet of snow on the ground, and then having snow fights and taekwondoing each other in the snow. No, this is real. They do this. It's crazy. But that the Koreans do this tells me that the Chinese will also do this. So climate-wise, they may be more disciplined than our troops.
Of course.
But battle-wise, our troops 20 years ago, the Chinese would have never stood a chance. I don't know what we're fielding today.
Today,
I don't know what kind of infantry we're fielding today.
Well, here's the thing: is all of the experience that we bled for and paid millions, if not billions of dollars to get has literally walked out of the service because of the fucking rainbow mafia bullshit that's been going on.
The last good NCOs are cycling out right now.
Yep.
You've got a good NCO for 10 to 12 years if he stays the whole course.
Yes. Yeah. Most guys are not going to stay for 30 plus years like me.
Not anymore.
No
way.
Now, I would have stayed for 40.
Yeah, I would have stayed for 30.
Yep.
Had things not gone differently for me.
Correct.
I would have happily done it. I was at 11 already. I was clearly going to do the rest of it. Here's the other thing with these troops, these Chinese troops, and just about any other country that I've ever experienced, and I'm wondering if you had the same experience too. They're enlisted soldiers. If they don't have somebody behind them yelling orders, they'll stop.
They stop
and wander around.
That's the same thing the Russians are doing.
They won't. Are they really?
Yeah.
The Russian regulars are just kind of like
the Russian regulars. The first wave, they're gone.
They're gooning.
They're gone. Now they have conscripts and replacements that are basically following the old doctrine that you listen to your officers. They don't have that many NCOs. They're fucked. Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm certain that the Chinese do this. I'm certain that the North Koreans do this. You can used to be able to watch it when I was stationed on the DMZ in South Korea, and you were literally looking into North Korea because it was only 15 feet away. Remember the line that Trump walked over to shake Baby Jonger's hand?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when he did that? I've stood in exactly that spot more than once. You can watch them drilling their troops on the thing, and you can tell by the way the troops are moving, if you've been in long enough, you know what you're looking at when troops are marching, that those troops can only follow orders. They don't anticipate the preparatory command. When you watch American troops march that know how to march, it's flawless. It looks like a machine, like the old guard, those guys.
Oh, yeah.
These guys were supposed to be the crack North Korean infantry on that DMZ there. And when they were marching them around in their little parade square, you could just tell that if that NCO walked away, that formation would just go.
Correct. That's another good thing that the American Army used to be good at, is thriving in chaos. And that was mainly because you had NCOs. And if you ran out of NCOs, there's always some smart ass motherfucker who takes charge.
There was a diary found in a trench, and I believe it was in France in World War II, of a German officer who wrote, "War is hell and chaos, and the American soldier seems to thrive on this. I do not know how we can defeat them."
Yeah.
And I'm paraphrasing, but it was words to that effect.
I think I recall that.
Yeah. We are known, well, we were known when the American Army was the American Army, for our incredible adaptability. Now, here we are faced with China and what's going on over here. I need that screen. Oh, hey, good. You brought it up. Thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate that. Or did I accidentally do that?
Nope, that was me.
Thank you.
Evil button pushing monkey doing his job.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're very welcome. Very welcome.
Oh, 多谢, 多谢, 多谢. The U.S. is quietly arming Taiwan to the teeth.
What's the date on this one?
This is recent because that's the new Taiwanese president.
That's from November 2023.
23. Okay. So the last 6 months. They have a new female president, which for Taiwan is incredibly weird, and you probably could imagine there are influences there that have to do with banks.
Yep.
When U.S. President Joe Biden recently signed off on an $80 million grant to Taiwan for the purchase of American military equipment, China said, "How does that work? Here's some money to buy stuff from us."
Yeah, I don't know how that works. First of all, I'm sick and tired of giving people our money.
And stuff.
Yeah.
China says it deplores and opposes what Washington had done. To the casual observer, it didn't appear a steep sum. It was less than the cost of a single modern fighter jet. Taiwan has already on order more than $14 billion worth of U.S. military equipment. So what does a miserly $80 million more matter? I'll take it.
Yeah.
Give me $80 million. While Fury is Beijing's default response to any military support for Taiwan, this time something was different. The $80 million was not a loan. It came from American taxpayers. You're welcome. For the first time in more than 40 years, America is using its own money to send weapons to a place it officially doesn't recognize. This is happening under a program called Foreign Military Finance. In other words, it is money laundering because we give $80 million to Taiwan to buy military equipment from who? Northrop Grumman, Boeing, Lockheed.
Well, let's just say the military industrial complex.
Yes, the military industrial complex. This is obvious, straight up money laundering. Now, something was mentioned there. Taiwan is not recognized by the United States, but it is broadly supported by the United States, and we have had industry there since the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Beijing loses its mind anytime anyone tries to bring up Taiwan's independence at the UN.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up loses their mind. So
also, there's other individuals in the UN who won't even acknowledge Taiwan.
Yes, that's correct.
I mean, that's kind of fucking creepy, in my opinion.
It's just bizarre. It's just bizarre. But the most bizarre one of all is the United States, who says Taiwan does not exist, and we did not just give them a whole bunch of military equipment or $80 million.
Million. It's million?
80 million. That's the point of this article. It's such a small amount.
Okay.
That's like they said, the cost of like a fighter plane.
All right. I don't know, man.
It's laundering.
Yeah.
Somebody required an $80 million payment. Taiwan, here, launder this for us.
Well, they already do it in
takes the
Ukraine.
money. It's exactly. Since Russia's invasion of Ukraine last year, foreign military finance has been used to send around $4 billion of military aid to Kyiv. It's money laundering. They're laundering your money. After the U.S. switched diplomatic recognition from Taiwan to China in 1979, it continued to sell weapons to the island under the terms of the Taiwan Relations Act. The key was to sell just enough weapons so that Taiwan could defend itself against possible Chinese attack, but not so many that they would destabilize relations between Washington and Beijing. Taiwan is a postage stamp. Taiwan is not going to field an army that can invade China.
Oh, no.
That war was already fought and lost in 1949.
Correct.
So where did it go? For decades, the U.S. has relied on this so-called strategic ambiguity to do business with China while remaining Taiwan's staunchest ally. There's the whole, what Taiwan? What?
Yeah. Now, how can you be a staunch ally if you don't acknowledge? Yeah, that's stupid.
You like that?
Yeah.
That's some chicanery right there.
Yeah.
That is some diplomatic shitwizardry.
Correct.
But in the last decade, the military balance across the Taiwan Straits has tipped dramatically in China's favor. The old formula no longer works. Washington insists its policy has not changed, but in crucial ways it has. The U.S. State Department has been quick to deny FMF implies any recognition of Taiwan. But in Taipei, it's apparent that America is redefining its relationship with the island, especially so given the urgency with which Washington is pushing Taiwan to rearm. And Taiwan, which is outmatched by China, needs help. Again, Taiwan cannot fight a war against China. But what I think might be going on is the United States is, and you're going to love this part, collapsing economically.
Correct.
Nobody has said that until just now when I said it, except for the several hundred people before me who have been saying this for the last
Well, over the past 3
6 to
years,
10 years.
there's been a lot of people really harping on that.
I know, but I was being very
No, I know.
facetious.
I know. I'm just fucking with you.
That's fine. I appreciate that. What do you see going on here with this?
Well, what I see is this. The only thing Taiwan can do if China decides to attack is play for time. They do not have the resources to actually offensively fight China on its mainland. And the 6 mile, of ocean between China and Taiwan is one hell of an obstacle or barrier. And if China was going to invade Taiwan, you would see one hell of a military buildup right off of one of their coasts, just like we did during D-Day when we hit Germany or France to go up against Germany. It's going to require a lot of people. So if Taiwan, I believe we covered the numbers, they have like 170,000 active and 1.6 million reserves. They could probably call back maybe 1 million of these reserves. That gives them, 1.2 million soldiers defending Taiwan. That means China would probably have to assault with 3+ million troops, especially if they don't have, if they can't get air power over Taiwan. That's a lot of moving parts for a military that really is modernized itself in 2013 ish. What are you doing?
Just trust me, work with me here.
Okay.
You'll understand at the end of the show when we go through this. Something crazy ass just happened in the Rumble chat. We'll get to that at the end of the show, though.
Okay.
But I just wanted to throw in a quick, what the hell?
Well, and as
it
for
was
the
merited. You'll see, it was merited.
As for the economic collapse, it's going to happen in stages. You're going to see a lot of the blue states that are heavy in debt go under, like California and New York first. And then it's going to be a ripple effect. And then it's slowly going to hit all of the other states to a certain degree. And it's going to be a huge clusterfuck. it'll be even worse if they zero out the dollar and make it worthless. It's going to be, listen, it's going to turn into a civil war here. Once that happens, we are off the grid to help anyone else in the world until we settle our own business.
I think that's the way it should be anyway. I am, when it comes to this stuff, an isolationist.
Yeah.
There is no reason for us to have fought most of the wars that we have been in recently.
I would have to agree with you.
And we have been at war continuously since World War I. Most people don't realize this. There has been more military adventurism in the last 120 years than there really should have been.
Yeah, you are correct.
A lot of it's ugly, and it's a deep, deep wormhole, and we won't go entirely down there right now. But here's a reality. Let's see if Jimmy did it again, because Jimmy's cool like that. Jimmy did do it again. Try buying Jimmy a beer. I like Jimmy. Taiwan explained what happens if Beijing tries to invade. I have a little bit of a sinus infection going on right now. It's draining into my throat. So if I weird cough, that's not me being weird.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
But, here's the thing, though, is it would be very hard for China to actually be able to take over Taiwan if South Korea and Japan decide to assist Taiwan. I just don't see a good outcome.
There's an argument to be made in either direction there. China has the advantage that Japan self-neutered in 1945.
For now. They're rebuilding.
And they've got a very good defense force. The Japanese defense force is incredibly competent. At least it was when I saw it last 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But they haven't ventured forth since then. The South Koreans, however, have participated in every major action that the United States has participated in since the Korean War. We had elements in Vietnam. We had elements in Iraq.
Oh, yeah. The Vietnamese were terrified of the South
Tigers.
Yeah.
The South Korean SOF. I've got a beret and a shirt and a couple of patches from those guys.
Yeah.
We got to work with their SOF a little bit. The Koreans have had the battlefield experience. They might come to their aid, but I don't know if Japan wants to rock the economic boat.
I understand that, but right now, China and Japan are having some issues because China keeps building these artificial islands.
Yeah.
And expanding their influence.
Yes.
Yeah. At some point that's going to come to a head.
They're using maritime law. Every time they build one of these islands, they get X amount of miles of water around that island.
Correct.
So they're literally building their landmass outward. It's like a bad version of Sid Meier's Civilization.
Well, I heard that
video game.
Yeah, I've read some reports that those islands are actually sinking.
I don't know.
So
it seems silly to me because another thing you and I discussed before the show when we were watching in sinkholes
and eating.
And eating. Mother Nature doesn't care. Dude.
Yeah, that's right.
Doesn't care what you build. If Mother Nature wants it, it's gone. It's gone.
We'll get flicked off the earth like a booger.
Yeah.
Done deal.
That was I told Pop about we were going to evacuate a village during the worst monsoons in Korean history in 114 years. 1998. We're on one mountain looking at another mountain, going to this village over here, and the mountain just goes and erases the village. And in the movies, you see the landslide starting to rumble into little, oh no, here comes the landslide. Oh gosh, golly, no. Korea is fault rock granite. So it was a big, huge, 300-foot long granite Ginsu knife that just removed the village from existence. We found like a handful of survivors. Took 300, 400, 500 people out. It was a little tiny village.
Yeah,
we knew that they needed
in a minute.
To get out of there.
In a minute.
No, it was literally seconds.
Seconds. Okay.
It was seconds. The side of the mountain just went, and there was nothing there anymore. We're like, oh my God.
What can you do? There's nothing you can do.
Literally nothing you can do.
Yeah,
that got a couple of our Camo guys down by Pyeongtaek too. Got a landslide. Got 2 of our Camo guys, 3 of our Camo guys. The escalation of China's military activity around Taiwan is being watched with growing alarm from around the world, with neighboring powers in the Asia Pacific urging the two to maintain peace and stability. There's huge trade at stake here.
Yes.
China and Taiwan both are trade powers.
Well, hang on.
Taiwan produces a lot of superconductors and stuff.
Yes, Taiwan makes an ass load of chips, superconductors.
Yes.
China wants that. They also make their own chips and superconductors as well.
Yeah.
And China's probably like, if we can take over Taiwan, double your money.
Or we don't have to have child slave labor anymore.
They'll have child slave labor anyway. It'll just be Taiwanese child slave labor.
Yeah, true.
According to U.S. intelligence, which these days, having been there and done that myself, I find suspect. Chinese President Xi Jinping has instructed his country's military to be ready by 2027 to invade Taiwan. And here's why I said I find our intelligence questionable these days. That is the most generalized intelligence statement I have ever seen in my life.
Well, it's 2024 now, right?
It is 2024, but you can say that about anything. I would like you to be ready by the year X.
Well, they started building up for D-Day in 41, end of 41, beginning of 42. Took about 2 years, 2+ years.
For D-Day?
Yeah.
That was 1944.
Mm-hmm. D-Day kicked off in 44, and they started the planning and setting up in 42.
When were the ghost armies at Calais?
I think they were put there sometime in 43-ish.
43?
Mm-hmm.
We need to look at that timeline.
It's not a show on World War II. I'm just saying.
Oh, no, I understand. Rabbit hole.
But the thing is, if they say 2027, we should start seeing China putting, bases and infrastructure in now. And we can see that from satellites, because you can still look at China on Google Earth.
Yes, that is correct.
Now, do I think it's 100% accurate? No, I don't.
Not.
But if they're going to build all of that infrastructure to house 3 million people, you'd see it.
I might know that the satellite imagery is not always as accurate as you might think.
I might think you're correct in that.
well, that, and if we need to distract the U.S. intelligence agencies, all they have to do is just send another weather balloon across our country, and it'll get about halfway through there, and then we'll decide, we need to shoot it down, and then it'll get shot down, and all that data will be lost.
But also we have Elon Musk, who has all kinds of satellites in space as we speak.
Starlink.
He's a wild card in this whole thing. So if they try any shenanigans, I'm not saying that he would step in and do something. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
I love that he's a modern day Loki.
He's Iron Man.
I don't think he has a side.
No.
I think he has so much money that he's one of those guys that wakes up in the morning and goes, you know what?
That's unfair. Let's throw some money at it.
Let's do that. But Mr. Musk, why? Just do it.
On a side note, it still cracks me up every time I go on Facebook and look at the pictures. Oh my God, all these lines dotted up in the sky, they're all perfectly aligned and they're going through the sky. That's Starlink, dumbasses. You guys are stuck in the early 2000s. Get with the times.
Project Blue Book. You remember the Project Blue Book show in the 70s?
Oh, I love that show.
Yeah, it was great. UFO show. The Air Force guys running around trying to solve UFO problems.
I watched them all.
Absolutely. We were like 7, 8 years old.
And X-Files, watched it all.
The CIA director, William Burns, said that the U.S. must take Mr. Xi's desire to seize control of Taiwan very seriously, even if military conflict is not inevitable. We do know, has been made public, that President Xi instructed the PLA, the People's Liberation Army, the Chinese military leadership, to be ready by 2027 to invade Taiwan, but that doesn't mean he's decided to invade in 2027 or any other year as well. What you have there is a carefully crafted bureaucratic statement by a CIA director, which means fuck all.
I personally think China, number one priority, if it gets ugly, they'll blockade first. They'll try to blockade Taiwan.
I would agree with that. I would agree with them attempting sort of a reverse Cuba.
Yes. Though I do know, I think I saw, what was in the news today or yesterday, that we're sending a fleet to that area.
Are our fleets capable of operating that close to the Chinese mainland? because I know that the Chinese have hypersonic missiles.
Mhm.
And I know that our fleet has never been tested against weapons like that.
Well, let's hope we don't have to find out.
Yeah. I would prefer not to find out. That statement here by CAA Director William Burns is pure bureaucratic milquetoast. It is designed to make you think that there is something you should be concerned of without telling you about what it is that you should be concerned of, and also not revealing enough information for you to actually make any kind of a decision from it. It's stock bureaucratic nonsense.
Let's just be honest. In current year, I cannot put any faith into any alphabet agency run by this government at this time.
Yes.
That is just my opinion.
Yeah.
But with what I've been seeing and hearing, it's not good.
Yeah, it's not great. I've been hearing similar things from some of the guys that are still around. Defense Procurement International. On that, Pop and I are experiencing that moment where we finally fully age out of the military, where we don't have any guys left in service. My last guy left in 2017 at 22 years of service.
I still have a few guys.
You still have a few.
Oh,
you got out much later though.
I got out in 2018. I still
so you still have bodies that you can get to. I'm out. I'm done.
Well, here's another thing
I've
too.
aged out.
With what I used to do.
Yeah.
I trained alongside thousands of guys in my career, and most of them don't go on to retire. They move on to other jobs in like alphabet agency, law enforcement.
Yeah.
I still talk to a lot of those guys, and some of those guys owe me their fucking lives.
Yeah. You've also got the green beanie card.
Yeah, I
which
do.
just kind of automatically opens doors to be able to find somebody who can talk to somebody.
And let me tell you, when I was in Iraq, I used that card to its ultimate ability.
Yeah.
The only thing I was not able to do was get a picture with Saddam from my Christmas card. They wouldn't let me in, those fuckers.
That's probably my guys.
I was trying to get in there like, no, sorry.
That was probably,
I'm like, come on.
That was probably one of the guys that I initially trained. I got him as a snot-nosed little fucking newbie, basically. I did his initial stuff. He trained later on and became the excellent intelligence NCO that he became. Was on the crew that picked off Saddam. I'm on leave at Nate's house.
Yeah.
And my phone rings because the unit we were in, we got phones and you could get recalled at any time. And it's this guy. And he goes, news, 6 o'clock. Okay. Close the phone. Nate looks at me. He's like, what the fuck was that? I said, something's going on. And the news comes on. We got him. Picked up my phone. You're an asshole. Yeah, I know. Thank you. All right.
I got a call like that from an E4 that was in my unit.
Yeah.
When I was in the 425 years ago. Became an officer.
Yeah.
He was like a first lieutenant. Calls me at home. He's like, hey, it's our Bob, guess what we're doing? We got Saddam's his son surrounded. I can hear boom, boom, boom. I'm like,
oh, I was in a skiff when that happened.
I'm like, you have shit to do. Why are you fucking calling me? And then I got mailed 350 cal slugs that they took out of the walls after they were cleaning the whole mess up.
I was in a skiff when they caught Uday and Kusei.
They didn't catch him. They killed him.
Well, they cornered him and then killed him a lot. There was a lot of killing there. We laugh about an incident like that, but you have to remember these guys were strapping athletes who failed at the Olympics to metal mattress frames and electrocuting them to death with salt water and car batteries.
Yes.
These were monsters. I didn't have any problem killing a monster.
No.
So anyway.
Sorry, we went off way in the weeds.
In the weeds. Jesus. How China's Navy could come to rule the waves, and we were just talking about this with their ships, the sheer number of ships they have. Is the West right to be concerned about China becoming a maritime power? And how does the new AUKUS pact mean for the Indo-Pacific? How big is China's Navy compared to the United States? China oasts? I believe that is supposed to be boasts the largest navy in the world in terms of total number of vessels and overall maritime capacity. It also has the largest coast guard with more than 130 large patrol ships and a significant maritime militia. In 2020, according to U.S. Department of Defense estimates, China's Navy boasted, who wrote this garbage? A total of 333 vessels. You're fucking fired! Okay, sorry. Compared to the U.S. Navy's 296, the majority of the vessels in China's growing fleet are missile-armed coastal patrol craft, corvettes and frigates, diesel attack submarines, and destroyers. Did you hear the submarine?
No, hang on.
What?
Remember we used to live in the house with me and my mother back
Yeah.
then?
Oh God, that was.
I can't remember how many times in the middle of the night I'd hear you. You're fucking fired. That's how I could tell he started to get really fucking aggravated. Middle of the night, I'm trying to sleep. You're fucking fired. I'm like, oh, it's Steve. He's
I don't even remember what that's all about. Yeah. You're funny guys. I got that from another NCO named Tony, who would fire you 7 or 8 times a day.
Yeah, rehire you, fire you.
Yeah.
But look at that, 333. I mean, that's a demonic number right there.
It's a large number, but here's the thing. The majority of these are coastal patrol aircraft, corvettes and frigates. Okay, yeah, those are battle-worthy vessels, but they can't operate on the class of an American destroyer or an Aegis.
No, but China has destroyers, which, you know.
They do have destroyers, and that mentions this there. But here's the thing. They're submarines.
Yep.
Diesel attack submarines. You're basically driving a jalopy through an aluminum garage underwater, signature-wise, sound-wise.
Yes.
Those diesel subs
are loud as hell.
Huge noise signatures.
Correct.
Absolutely enormous noise signatures. So unless they've got numbers or nobody's paying attention at all on the sonar deck, those subs are almost useless against our fleet.
I would have to agree. Now, I'm not up to speed on our Navy's, cutting technology and what they can and cannot do at this time.
Mm-hmm.
But you would think, with all of the money we fucking spend, because I think we're spending 4 times the amount that China's spending on their defense force or their military budget, that we would have the whiz-bang material to find that shit.
Doesn't require whiz-bang. These diesel subs
are loud.
Used
I know.
In World War One.
I know, but I was
the tech. The tech was.
I'm trying to remember where I read this. My thinking meat is failing me, but I believe we have satellite capabilities to look down and actually see the subs in the deep ocean by the pattern of the water, because they're moving through. They're still disturbing the water in some form or fashion.
I personally never saw anything like that, but that would make a great deal of sense. I know you can see wake patterns, even if your satellite is got a pattern this big, and the enemy cruisers are outside of that pattern, but you can still see the wake pattern in the satellite image.
Yep.
Now, I know that's true. I've seen that. So
I can't remember where I read it, so I mean, I could have.
It's entirely possible.
Yeah,
it's entirely possible. Plus, you've got ground penetrating radar has been around for some time.
Mm-hmm.
I will bet you they've got satellite mounted ocean penetrating radar.
You're probably
that can see to a depth. I have no idea what that depth would be.
It's probably classified,
but yeah.
I'm pretty sure like we've just appeared on 2 or 3 monitors and alphabet agencies because we're talking about satellite technology.
Relax, guys. FBI agents is freaking fractious. Sit back down. Enjoy your power bars and misery. We're not talking about anything weird here.
Just take a chill.
Take a chill. So one of the key pillars of the U.S. military strategy is to form coalitions to deter China in the Indo-Pacific region. However, having a deterrent force in the region puts significant strain on the U.S.'s budget, which means strong allies to share the burden. It needs strong allies to share the burden of maintaining this force. Now, in the Pacific, right now, what we have is Pac Fleet.
Yep. Well, I mean, hang on. Australia is there. Maybe they could help. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Australia.
It's China, basically, now.
Yeah. I'm wrong. Forget Australia. Just sit down.
How about New Zealand?
Nah.
No,
No.
not New Zealand either. South Korea's got naval vessels, but they are very focused on coastal.
Correct.
They have nothing deep water.
But they do have anti-ship missiles.
They do have anti-ship missiles.
So does Vietnam.
Yeah.
So does South Korea, Philippines.
Yeah, but
Japan.
trying to get the Filipinos to do anything remote.
I was actually going to ask about the Philippines, and then I'd be like, oh wait, they just got fishing boats.
Yeah.
Look, you're talking about a country that measures driving distances in cigarettes and considers it a good day if you get one thing done.
Oh, it's a good day.
I've been there.
I myself have never been there.
Yeah. They're nice people.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want them in my Navy, except as cooks. All of the cooks in the Navy are Filipino for some reason.
Well, okay.
You get the rice. Rice with everything. Filipino food is actually pretty good. So why is the U.S. concerned about China's Navy? Is China's growing naval power in the Indo-Pacific really that scary? According to U.S. Congress reports, China's military modernization efforts, particularly that of its Navy, is now the top priority for U.S. defense planning and budgeting. The Chinese Navy is seen as a significant threat to the U.S. Navy's ability to achieve and maintain control of blue water ocean areas in the Western Pacific. Now, here is what I know. I think the real threat comes from the fact that our Navy is seriously degraded.
Oh, yeah.
We have all of these ships. A bunch of them are no longer seaworthy. And we don't have the people to maintain them anymore because the officers coming out and the engineers coming out and the crews coming out are all DEI certified.
Yeah. Oh, you mean they're C+ people?
They're C+ people.
Yep. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. The equipment is degrading and the Navy is overly gaying.
Yes. Yes.
God.
It is it's a miserable situation. When I went in, there was only one school, one initial entry school harder than the one that I went through, and that was the Navy nuke school.
Phrasing.
People that's what it's called. It's literally called the nuke school.
Mm-hmm. Those guys make bank once they get out of service.
They make so much money. Them and the underwater welders.
I know 2 nuke guys that
Yeah.
are pulling 150 G's a year.
Easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably more by now.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him in years. You're probably right.
That was the hardest school right out of basic that you could go to. So now we've got guys coming out of that school, well, if they're guys at all, that are, like Pop said, it's the C+ crowd. Our own Navy is
talking about
a bigger threat to our Navy than somebody else's Navy.
You're talking about the zipper tits and clits?
I might possibly be. Yeah.
There you go.
Talking about all this. This was the hardest class, and talking about seamen and just there's all of the phrasing when it comes to talking with the Navy. All of the phrasing.
Okay. This is a true story, and it's very short, so I'm going to tell it now. When I got to Presidio of Monterey, my first school duty station, the naval debt commander was Commander Blow.
What?
And they had just got
Blow?
And the Navy, Commander Blow, and the Navy had just gotten a new class for the Russian school, one of whom was a young blonde female named Seaman Swallow.
Get the fuck out of
This
here.
actually happened, I swear to God. I swear on my sainted grandmother's grave.
Okay.
Commander Blow and Seaman Swallow.
All right.
The Army basically couldn't stop laughing, and the Marines couldn't wait to get started.
Listen, if I had a commander with the last name Blow, I would fuck with that guy mercilessly. I don't care what rank he is.
There was much fucking of the commander.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was major fucking of Commander Blow.
Yes.
Phrasing.
Yes.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. just as I was leaving, we got privates, sergeant and sergeant, a married couple.
Huh?
Yeah, their last names were sergeant. I wouldn't want to have gone through basic training with those last names. Anyway, our Navy is its own worst enemy right now.
Correct.
It is degenerating. It is going to hell in a handbasket. A lot of our ships are not seaworthy. I don't know that there are naval commanders out there. A fleet commander, like a pack fleet commander, he is operating from one command vessel. In pack fleet, it was the Blue Ridge when I was in. I think it's still the Blue Ridge. He's got 70 other ships to control.
Or worry about.
Is frigates and destroyers and the carrier and its tenders and all of its security and everything.
Yep.
That requires a tremendous amount of skill and knowledge. I don't think we have the commanders to do that anymore. I don't know where they would be coming from.
No, C+ commanders are not going to be able to do that.
To command a whole fleet like that.
You're not going to, I'm sorry, diversity hires are not going to perform at that level, at least from what I've seen.
So this is the waterborne version of our bases being
wide open. Correct.
Because if those fleets can't properly defend themselves, they have ships that are specially designed to do one thing: protect everything else in the fleet, especially that carrier and that command ship.
Mostly the carrier.
If they can't coordinate and do their job correctly, you're basically rowing around the ocean in a bunch of bathtubs.
Correct. I mean, what are you going to do?
When's the last time America saw a real naval defeat?
Well, here's the thing: is I've been talking about this for about 20 years,
right?
About how we cannot sustain a volunteer military. It's just not going to happen.
Not with this.
Well, no, I noticed it 20 plus years ago with the toxic and incompetent leadership we had back then. I can only imagine how many times worse it is today.
Yeah.
I watched toxic commanders run good people out that were never going to be replaced.
That's 2004. Yeah, I was seeing that.
Yeah. There you go.
Our task force, we got a new guy. His first name was Porfirio. He stood there and briefed his new unit, which was a crack intelligence unit of NCOs and warrant officers, and revealed that he had a word of the day calendar on his desk by continuously using the word portend. To the point where one of the guys reached over into a drawer and grabbed one of those little number clicker things and started counting.
Nice.
My buddy John, we're standing there listening, and John goes, 19, 20. And this guy was supposed to be in command of this unit that was supporting all of the SOF activity in that area. And he was clearly full of himself, clearly way not as educated as he thought he was, and had no idea at all what our mission was. He walked in and started telling the unit what it was going to do.
That's a big mistake.
Which is the very first sign of a very bad commander.
Correct. I've seen it many times.
Yeah.
And I can't speak on experience because I am neither a military nor naval man, but I've seen the pictures going around. The picture that the Navy posted a couple weeks back with the rear admiral or admiral firing the M4.
Oh yeah,
scope on backward.
The scope was on backwards. The delta ring was not fully secured on the quad rail. He was chicken winging like a crazy bastard, and the buttstock was way up on his shoulder. The foregrip was like 4 inches away from the trigger. I'm like, I'm not even a military guy, and I'm like, my rifle is set up better than that one.
I will say this about that, though. In my experience, that's pretty much any non-combat arms officer.
Correct. They're so fucked when it comes to that.
Yeah,
shit.
it's kind of always been that way.
Yes,
but you would think, even if it was just a lower enlisted, just a regular army guy or the armory guy saying, "Hey, let's take a picture of our admiral, make him look badass. You think they would get a few things right?
There are two schools of thought there. One
Purposely let them look fucked up.
purposely let him look ate the fuck up like a soup sandwich.
That's what I would do.
I would absolutely, sir. Here's your soup sandwich.
Yeah, if he was a shit commander, yes, I could think that going on.
No,
but-
you wouldn't even have to be a shit commander, Jimmy. We will just screw with you endlessly. Just
Yes.
because.
Yes.
Okay, I can see
We
that.
don't need an excuse to screw with you. Have you not figured that out yet? Blake
have
figured
not.
it out years ago.
Yes, it did.
We're going to screw with you. Just
Yep. But then again, I'm watching the TikToks and the shorts and all the other stuff that the lower enlisted are putting out, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. I get it. The joke is the Navy is always gay, but this is like overtly, like in your face. Yes, this is we are destroying ourselves from within stuff. I'm like,
I'll tell you.
yeah,
right now, the
there's
Army
a reason
stuff
why
that
the
I've
world
seen-
is laughing at us.
the Army stuff that I saw, if I was an NCO in that unit, there would be a whole bunch of court martials, and it wouldn't just be the privates; it'd be their leaders.
Yep.
I would be writing a whole lot of recommendations for court martials.
Yep.
It's unfortunate, but sometimes that's necessary.
Yeah.
There's a difference between playing grab ass and actually grabbing ass.
When you take an oath, you also take an oath to uphold the name and honor of your unit. You don't just swear to defend the Constitution. You have reputation.
Well, there's the Ranger Creed.
Yeah.
I used to know that by heart. I don't anymore,
Yep.
but
Yep. Well, what was it a couple of years ago with that 88 Mike, all Corporal Carpet Muncher,
Corporal
saying that
Carpet
Corp-
Muncher.
yeah, she was on TikTok saying, "Oh, if martial law is implemented and I am in your area, you civilians, you listen to me. If I tell you go inside, you go inside. If not, I'm going to take you out." I'm like, and then pop you. And someone mentioned that someone in the chats mentioned that she was an 88 Mike, so she's basically a glorified driver.
correct.
88 Mike is a truck driver. That's exactly what that is.
Yeah,
My
so
bookmate basic was a truck driver. And
yeah, and it was like a couple days or a week later, she completely locked down all of her social medias because everybody found out, oh, well, here's your rank and here's what you are, blah, blah, blah. You're full of shit. No one's going to listen to you. Shut up, Corporal Carpet Muncher. Nope, she wasn't a corporal. She was I can't remember what. Yeah, I can't remember what her rank
Just
was, but
specialist.
yeah.
Yeah.
We just call them specialists.
I just called her Corporal Carpet Muncher because apparently she was a, scissor kicking liver licker.
Scissor kicker.
Gotcha.
Doing scissor kissing. Wow, did we go down the rabbit hole? You know what? We need a rabbit hole warning video.
We
need like a 3-second rabbit warning video that we can throw out there when we start to go too far down the hole.
Just the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. I'm late.
I was thinking more the Vorpal rabbit from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
All right. So do we have I'm just wondering if we have an actual count of all of the anti-ship missiles held by all of the other countries in that body of water that's threatened by China.
I don't think anybody has a count on those. That's not something that's readily given up.
I understand that, but I'm just, if we can get a ballpark, because here's the thing. China is a juggernaut.
Yes.
They've already done a lot of fucked up shit, and they've demonstrated to the world that they are not our friends in any way, shape, or form. And like Japan is probably going to have to, break a piece off in their ass. So is South Korea. Because if they want to actually engage in free trade, they're going to have to either get rid of China or degrade them to the point where they stop fucking with them.
One of the reasons that I don't believe that China will go full invasion.
You don't think they'll go full retard?
I don't think they're going to go full potato.
Okay.
Is they have too much economic clout built up around the world right now. They've got a lot. They've got their Silk Road project going on in Africa, and they've got a lot of tentacles in South Africa. They're building a lot of economic resources. So for them to suddenly expend a huge chunk of those resources in a military conflict, which very well could piss off a very large chunk of the world, especially the Western world, I don't know that it's politically sound for them to either mass invade
Mm-hmm.
or do something really stupid and drop like a small nuke on Taiwan, because it wouldn't take a big nuke.
No, it would.
Taiwan's a little itty bitty tiny
You
country.
could take it out with the Davy Crockett.
Yeah. So I don't believe that China has the incentive for a full-blown invasion. I think blockade.
Yes.
I think they would blockade. I think they would use SOF and disrupt Taiwan's like critical infrastructure. I could see them doing that. Or interdicting Taiwanese ships going out or coming in. I don't see a big front page splash invasion scenario from China, though. I think they have too much on the table economically. That's my personal opinion on the matter.
I got you. My opinion is this: they'll probably play around with the blockading thing at some point, and then they'll fall back to subterfuge. But if it goes on long enough and they don't get their way, I can see China at some point trying to forcibly invade Taiwan.
I think that would take a rogue officer on China's part for a full invasion. They essentially already have the blockade in place right now.
Mm-hmm.
Those exercises going on around Taiwan and everything, I'm betting you that's putting a little bit of a damper on trade with Taiwan right now.
It probably is.
If I had $17 billion worth of merchandise on 8 ships headed toward Taiwan, I wouldn't put all of that money.
Wouldn't want to risk it. Yeah, it's wise. Turn them back.
Yeah. I'd go to Hong Kong, or I'd go to Australia, or any other number of places. Macau, Indonesia, somewhere where I could get that material off and sold, rather than risk approaching an island and being boarded by Chinese SOF.
Now, here's another thing: as I do not want to have a major war, where we have to fight in the Pacific again.
Please,
because I watched all that World War II footage of fighting in the Pacific, and they can just off with all the fucks. No,
Yeah.
I just no.
Yeah,
not doing it.
There's also the fact that Taiwan has stuff that's useful to China. Their industry and all of that. If what I mean is they wouldn't shell it.
Well, here's the thing, though: is I know Taiwan is probably put in place. It's the equivalent of scuttling charges. So China does not get their technology; they just destroy it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't be
that's
surprised.
I've
talked
pretty
about that before. South Korea has stuff like that.
Yeah, it's an Oriental thing to do. It's not,
or they'll make the harbors impassable.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to get overrun, might as well just pull out the full dick card and fuck everybody. I mean, why not?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Here's a whole bucket of offs for you to fuck.
I don't know, man. But the thing is, this got me. I'm just wigged out here.
There's a lot of moving parts.
Well, first of all, we are 25 years, 1/4 through the 21st century. All right.
Yeah, we're due for a blow.
We are due for one hell of a shindig that may or may not wipe us off the face of the goddamn earth.
I would prefer not
Yep.
to.
What is the saying that a great conflict comes every 80 years?
It's the fourth turning. Yep.
And how long has it been since World War II?
About 80 years.
Can we not? I really don't want to.
Well, I'm old, so I don't know what good I would be able to do other than yell at people, talk shit. Maybe I could push buttons and.
Well, Pop, if I do get drafted, you're my NCO. I'll take that,
dude. If I am forced to get off the couch, there will be no turning back.
That's right.
If you make me put my beer down and get off the couch,
It'll be bad.
it will be bad.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm.
do not advise it.
That's what I fear is
I am old and broken, which means I've got nothing left to lose.
If I get pulled into that shit, I will probably become something very bad.
Yeah.
Yep. See, and I'll be 34 this year, and my body is pretty broken up from the years of abuse that I've put through it. And I make this joke with the guys in the Gilded and my close friends and whatnot. I'm like, you don't want me to get involved in what may come because, for one, no sympathy for stupidity, and two, no mercy for evil.
Okay.
And there's a lot of stupidity and evil going around the world, and yeah, I don't want to be forced to interject myself
All right.
into either one.
It is now 9:30. I think we should start digging into some super chats if we have any.
Better digging into super chats than digging into the old lot lizard and
Oh my God.
skivvies.
That was pretty
It just went fast.
Go by fast. That's what she said. Yeah. Start over here on YouTube with the first one here tonight. We got Axel Milan with 1999. He says, "Keep on fighting the good fight."
Oh, thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you very
yeah.
much. Hey, well, you know Oriental, right?
Shema.
Why don't you say fuck all the offs in whatever dialect?
Because it doesn't work that way. There are actually no swear words at all in Korean.
Are you serious?
Not one.
Wow.
They use other phrases.
Oh, okay. How can
Yeah,
you
really?
not have, what kind of civilization has no
I
swear
don't
words?
know. Japanese is loaded with swear words. They have a whole plethora of them. I only know one or two in Chinese.
Oh, okay.
Chinese is nowhere near as good as my Korean or Japanese.
I got you.
There you go. See, I got L Snows with $2 says Gunneria. No, he's wanting the Blue Oyster theme song. Well, you know what? We'll throw the special one in there with Pop there.
You look like a cruise boat tourist.
I was a fat pig right there.
You
so.
you look like
There
a
you
cruise
go.
boat tourist.
That was the 220-ish days.
So that's older.
That's at
That was
least
the evil Pop days where he would eat a pint of mint chocolate chip and a box of Pop Tarts.
No.
yeah, well, see, somebody has to do it.
Hey man,
What are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do?
I'm not judging for your midnight snacks, man. At least you're not eating a fat chick's ass.
yeah.
Just saying. See, Al Snow's coming back again. What do you guys think about the Malinowski case out of Arkansas? Looks like the ATF did something like Waco, but smaller.
Well, first of all, I've been keeping up on that. I find it highly suspicious that nobody had a body camera on. They came with 10 cars deep to go after a guy who's the highest paid, municipal individual in that particular state.
Oh yeah.
He's getting paid like 250 G's a year. That's not the guy who's going to come out shooting.
Yeah.
And there's absolutely no reason for that. I mean, the guy, you can get him at his fucking work.
Yep.
Walked
They
in
know they knew where he worked at.
Yeah.
They could have taken him at any time of day.
Correct.
But no, they chose at the butt crack of dawn to kick in his door. And I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. If someone is kicking in your door, and I don't care if they're saying ATF, police, open up, you don't know who that is, because criminals totally don't use that tactic when trying to rob you or anything.
Correct.
Just saying.
Yeah. And my personal thing is we need to stand down and reorganize all of these alphabet agencies, because there's too much bureaucracy, too much power, and no oversight. And we have to get rid of this immunity bullshit.
Yeah.
The ATF does not need to be a federal agency. It needs to be a convenience store.
Yeah. Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms.
Yeah. Go get yourself a carton of darts, a bottle of Jack Daniels, and a 9mm pistol. Have a good day, good sir.
Correct. What's the next one?
See, Dry-Fi with $10 Canadian. There you go. How you getting there, good sir? Hope all is good up in Canadian. Hopefully a lot better. But he's asking, hey Pop, heard that while ANA sucked, the NASF were actually decent.
NASF. What is NASF?
ANASF.
Afghan National.
They sucked. All the Afghan troops.
Yeah, they had no good troops.
Terrible.
Well,
they pay attention. What I heard is they pay attention for 2 seconds and then forget it all the next day.
Well, they certainly sucked on something, but when they sucked on something for 2 seconds long, it
Hey.
Well, there's a reason why Afghanistan is now under Al Qaeda.
Taliban.
That's it.
Yeah, Taliban, Al Qaeda. Well, we fought a war for 20 years to replace, the Taliban with Taliban.
Yeah.
They just happen to have $80 billion worth of U.S. military equipment under their watch now.
And what could go wrong?
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Carry on.
Let's see. Sean St. George coming in with $5. Do you think it's possible our public military incompetence could be a psyop to appear incompetent as disinformation?
No.
That's
I talked to
fancy
too
way of
many
saying
guys who are in and who are just telling me how fucking just stupid it is.
Yeah, when you have,
I trust some of these guys with my life.
Yeah, when you have, enlisted all the way up to E4, E5 on TikTok coming out as drag queens.
Yeah.
Something's fucked.
Yeah.
Correct.
And it's not going to be fucked in the fun way.
That is a wishy-washy internet fantasy that it's all a psyop. You can set that aside and should.
Yep. Let's see. It's Hermitage Prepper with $2. Staff Sergeant Cynthia Bronson, narcissistic sociopath, in my honest opinion.
Okay. Probably right.
There's
I've run across all kinds of female narcissists, sociopaths in the military.
Shocker. Thumper the Sweaty Fat Guy with $5. Translate this poor attempt at writing Korean. I'm not even going to try to.
Where is
Thumper the Sweaty Fat Guy?
it was how much?
On YouTube?
$2 on YouTube.
On YouTube.
Carry
on. I will attempt to locate this.
Here, let me check the private chat there. I'm copying and pasting it. There you go. All right, that is all over on YouTube there. We got some over here on Rumble. Holy fucking shit. I just caught that off the top. I'm just gonna go off with this one. Tracy Varjabadian, $500.
Oh my God! Come on, the law dog. That's too much, man.
What?
I know what's going on here.
Okay. All right.
Do it, Push Monkey.
I think we're gonna need like 3 or 4 of these.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Thank you so much.
Because she's not done yet.
Leaves a smiley face for us there. Oh, smoke Joe Frazier.
Hang on. I know what's going on here. I was pre-informed of this.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Battledorf has insider information.
Battledorf does.
There you go. All right, we'll jump over to the lower amount ones there. We got first one here with MGTOW Mando with $2. We need to get Jeffrey Paul to do a special Return of the Popster musical number.
Return of the Popster. I was only gone for a week and a half.
Yeah. It's okay. We need to do it anyway, though.
I mean,
it's an opportunity to fuck with you. It's going to happen.
Well, I mean, there are times I should have put the word out there that you and Blake were gonna be gone all next week, but apparently people were getting the itch of the Popster.
I had some confusion,
and not in that way
as well.
Yeah.
Where's the show? What's
Yeah.
going on? Hey, this Rugantagi Mumbum Para Segaduda is nothing that I recognize as Korean at all, I'm afraid.
Okay.
I have an idea what he might be trying to say, but there's somebody else who says it in English later, and I'll say it then.
Okay.
Carry on.
Right, there we go. And Mando coming back again with $2 says, Pop, if Battle Dwarf does a situation room, you need to do a Sheridan speech from No Surrender, No Retreat. I'm sure you remember the series.
Oh.
Sure.
Battle Room with the Battle Dwarf. That'd be a fun series.
Sheridan, I believe that's from Babylon 5. That's one I'm familiar with.
There you go.
Done a lot of battle rooms.
Yeah, I've given quite a few of the briefings myself.
Ugh.
Usually there's
yeah.
a lot of profanity, jokes.
Yeah.
Disrespect a few people.
Yes.
And then I get on with it.
But the best thing out of it, no one was like, someone's gonna die.
I used to do that all the time.
Somebody was going to die. Carry on.
There you go. Alucard 1776 coming in here. Dwarf and Pop, afraid of the Kraken. Question: did you piss off Davy Jones?
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not.
I don't think so. They're still here, so they're not part of the crew and they're not part of the ship.
Though I do like to drink the Kraken.
Oh yeah.
That
And it's better
spice.
it's better to drink in the Kraken than licking the Kraken.
Oh no. Yeah, you don't want none of that. You don't want the toad in a hole. You don't want none of that.
Ugh. Get pink eye from the brown eye.
Oh, come on.
Let's see. Digital Dude coming in here. Pop, how's your mother doing?
Actually, she's at home. She's doing
Yep.
a lot better. We've done a lot of tests, but listen, she's 78. She's slowing down. It just is what it is.
Yep.
All we can do is keep her comfortable, make sure that there's minimal stress. The prop has been feathered, and it's all that's left is how far away is the scene of the crash going to be.
Yeah. Is what it is, man.
Yeah.
We all come to that day.
We're all gonna take the Rainbow Bridge. That's just the way it is.
Everybody's going to turn in their deposit for the mineral on the old meat suit there.
Correct.
And excuse me. He finishes up here. Ever used heavy metal detoxes or sea moss?
No, I have not.
I have heard quite a few good things about sea moss.
Yeah.
A
Listen,
lot of good
email
things.
me, redonkulas12gmail.com, and let me know what that is. I'm interested in that.
Yep,
Sea
there
moss
you
is
go.
also known as Irish moss, and it's used in the beer brewing process to remove proteins from the beer to soften it, if you will. So it could very well have the same effect as some sort of a probiotic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And he also has some memes emailed to Pop for the stream. Alrighty.
Yep.
Definitely got some of those. We'll hang on to those for the Thursday show when Blake gets here. If he isn't here, we'll think of something.
We'll figure it out.
Alley Card coming back again. Pop, guess what?
What?
I got an Aztec screaming whistle, and I'm not afraid to use it.
It's a death whistle, actually.
Okay, I was gonna say Aztec screaming whistle. Is that like a Urban Dictionary? Is that an Urban Dictionary thing that I got to look up? And
No. They used to blow the death whistle while they're cutting your fucking heart out and you're screaming your ass off. They want
to cover up the screaming.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing, but that's very cool.
It's cool but nasty at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh shit, we got Tracy with 2 in a row here, $20 again. Says I will get there. And her second one is a smiley face.
Yeah.
Follows it up again with another $5 smiley face.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay. And Tracy, one more time. Finally, 456 with a little heart.
546. Tracy decided today at work that she was going to donate $1 for every life that you saved.
Oh.
Which I thought was very cool.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
Let me give us We're Not Worthy, please.
Just because, she deserves it.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh yeah, and she'll probably get another one by the end of the show here because Jesus Christ, that's way more than generous.
That's really cool.
That is awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, Digital Dude coming back again. War isn't meant to be short; it's meant to be continuous because of the military contractors.
Well,
yes and
modern
no.
war, yes.
Yes and no.
Yeah. see. I'm seeing one comment here. 71723. Why so low likes on Rumble?
Yeah, what the hell are you guys doing?
What is the like count there, Steve?
253
Let me give a refresheration here, and I've got 253
and there's 920 people watching.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Unfuck yourself!
I want to look over and see that.
I hate that one, man.
I'm sorry, yeah. I just had the comment just happened to catch my eye, and if I refresh, the chat's going to jump on me, and it could be worse on my end. It's only got one like.
Jimmy, I'm going to have somebody come by your house and install a dick launcher so that I can throw dicks at you for moments like that.
Cool. I can call my ex, and she can finally be useful for once in her life.
That's excellent.
That's savage.
I think I earned one though.
That's good stuff.
Let's
Carry on.
Nick Coldest with $20. He comes in here, says U.S. national debt is almost 35 trillion. That is with a T, as in tatas and titties.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Unfunded interest / debt is over 100 trillion.
Yes.
We are in some deep shit.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, and it's totally not like our government will pay $90,000 for some bushings that are made that you can only buy that you can buy for what is like
This is
$100.
exactly why 80 million tax dollars were transferred to a foreign nation to purchase equipment from American manufacturers. It has been taken out of the federal treasury. Your money has been stolen and is now being given back to key picked contractors in the United States who undoubtedly will be giving kickbacks to those politicians who arranged for this action to happen.
Yep.
That's how people like the bartender end up with millions of dollars in assets after only 3 years in Congress.
Correct.
And let's not forget about the queen of insider trading, Nancy Pelosi, who has now reached over a net worth of $250 million. How she did that, it's a fucking mystery because apparently the Stock Act does not apply to certain people.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sarku with $2 says China will not gain by taking Taiwan. They need resources and stable trade routes over the seas and oceans. If they had any sense, they would work on building frigates, destroyers, and submarines.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Well, there you go, Pop. We can negate the algorithm by you coming in and saying, "What's up, frigates?" Just a thought.
Yeah.
MX Stilgar, aka Jerry Conway there. Shalom, MGTOW brothers. Welcome back, Pop, Battle Dwarf, and Jimmy. Please check email for subject. A huge mistake by Britain in 1984. They gave Hong Kong back to China a 90-second read.
I was in Asia the day that happened. That was not great.
Yep. Yeah. All right, let's see here what it is. Let's see. The Sino-British Joint Declaration was a treaty between the governments of the UK and China, signed in 1984, setting the conditions of which Hong Kong was transferred to Chinese control for the governance of the territory after July 1st, 1997. Hong Kong had been a colony of the British Empire since 1842 after the First Opium War, and its territory was expanded on 2 occasions. First in 1860 with the addition of the Kowloon Peninsula, Kowloon, and Stonecutters Island, and again in 1898 when British obtained the 99-year lease of the new territories.
Yes.
The date of the handover in 1997 marked the end of this lease. Chinese government declared the treaty its basic policies for governing Hong Kong after the transfer. A special administrative region would be established in the territory that would be self-governing with a high degree of autonomy, except in foreign affairs and defense. Hong Kong would maintain its existing government governing and economic systems separate from that of mainland China under principle of, quote, one country, two systems. This blueprint
I
would
feel
be
we're going rabbit hole here.
Yeah, we are.
we are just a few more sentences.
All right.
This blueprint
Carry
will
on.
be elaborated on in the Hong Kong Basic Law, the post handover regional constitution, and the central government's policy for its territories to remain unchanged for a period of 50 years after 1997. China had stated since 2014 that it considers the treaty to be spent with no further legal effect, while the UK maintains that the document remains a binding in operation. Following China's 2020 imposition of national security legislation on Hong Kong in 2021, National People's Chinese decision to approve a rework of local election laws that reduce the number of regional legislature seats elected by the public, the UK has declared China being in a state of, quote, state of ongoing non-compliance with joint declaration. China deemed the document expired and invalid as of June 30th, 1997, while the UK continues to believe that it remains valid and effective.
What could go wrong?
Go wrong.
All right. That was long and arduous.
Yeah, that was really painful. What happened? How did that even happen?
It was a super chat.
All right, carry on.
All right. Carry on.
Yeah, there's Jerry Conway dropping some knowledge on us.
Shalom, brother. All right. Let's go.
Drifting Gamer here with $2. Almost the entire deep state is Jewish and opened the borders first in 1965. When is it okay to mention it? Or do we keep pretending it is not an existential threat to America and the West?
Oh, no. It's a threat.
It's reality.
We need to address this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to be addressed with
Unfortunately true.
50 caliber machine gun, belt-fed machine guns every 50 yards on the border and borders.
Carry on.
Yeah, carry on.
Allegedly. Mick Tamando coming back again. Wouldn't magnetic anomaly detection work to detect submerged subs, or is that straight sci-fi?
I don't know if we have anything that does that. I have to do some research.
My Navy knowledge is woefully small.
Yeah,
I
same here.
understand basic close-in operations for Navy, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any Navy guys out there in the chat that are up to speed on that?
I mentioned that because a couple of people mentioned that my Navy knowledge was in need of an upgrade, and they are 110% correct.
You're not wrong.
So,
You're not wrong.
Carry on.
Carry on.
And Mando coming back again. He says, I went to medic school with a Seaman Spitz and a Seaman Staines. Both were cute blondes.
Spits and stains.
It does not even remotely begin to surprise me.
Oh, well, if she spits, she's definitely going to stains.
You're not
And
wrong.
hopefully not on your dress blues, because that would be bad.
That's how you get
We had a hot Marine female, last name of Payne, Marine Payne, who ended up failing out of the course and was later found in Vegas on a stripper pole. So there's that.
Okay, there you go.
Next.
Shocker. Let's see. Tomahawk is making a request.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
They can't do it. Can't do it.
Speaking of Nancy, you guys are sick bastards.
What's wrong with you?
But we love you. No homo. Let's see here. Scrolling down here. Grifting Gamer coming back again. Ausländer rauscht. Deutschland den Deutschen. Ausländer rauscht.
Aus Deutschlander und Deutschen. Yes. Outsiders out. Germany for the.
We were just saying that.
What?
You just said that in the car when we were bringing back our food.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Look, it's a matter of time before Europe gets sick of this bullshit.
Yep.
I hope it happens. I
wanna
hope
see
it
it.
blows up at this point.
Yeah. I want to see it.
Yep. Apparently, there's neighborhoods and towns in Italy that are about ready to start thinking they're going back to their
Italian, maybe?
40 ways.
Get the Rome on.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And we got 4 Phantoms dropping a $50 bill and saying cheers.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Thank you very much.
Sorry,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
And Alucard has his own request. I'm going to make this
Uh-oh.
one short because I've tortured you boys enough.
Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. Stop!
Thing.
I hate
Why
that.
is that even a thing?
I don't know. That is some fucked up shit.
God.
That's bad. Let's see, Fan I Am coming in says, son of a dog in Korean is the most offensive curse / phrase. Ask a Korean friend how to say it and they will not do it.
Oh, but I will know 말은 이 개새끼야, 이 진짜.
Yeah. And Professor Blake Poo-Ass Blaster is requesting the Hillbilly Hillary.
Oh, God.
Oh no.
We already did Hillbilly Hillary.
Hillary.
Listen, you number 1. You number 10.
Number 10, G. I've heard that.
One.
I've heard a Korean hooker say that, and it's the funniest thing in the world. Anyway.
All right, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's the International House of Whoop Ass. That might be my second favorite screen name there. That's awesome.
That's it.
It says the YouTube channel Habitual Line Crosser. He has a count on what we have and what China has. You can look it up as U.S. versus China.
Okay.
Before war, there is recon. That guy is doing what was not done the first time.
Correct. There you go.
There you go. All right, and we got Barrett McMusing coming in here. Good to see you here, good sir. If normies could only understand the things discussed here, and Steve, Kathy says, work on your racisms.
I will work on my racisms. That's fantastic.
Work on them as in don't make them or make them better.
Alex, there's an inside joke there. Barrett's a good friend of mine.
There you go. Hell yeah. Work on them. Professor Blake Poo-Ass Blaster 3000 coming back again. He says, Pop, I was watching RT this morning. RT was saying that Russia is winning and taking villages and towns in Ukraine.
Yeah. If Russia wants to win, they can do it, but it's going to cost them.
Yeah.
Yep. Russia is basically the Zap Brannigan kind of style of warfare. Just send wave after wave after wave of men at them.
It's stupid, but yeah, that's what they're doing.
Yep. And Alucard, he is requesting a box wine and cat land, so we'll do the short version here.
Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. Stop!
Yes, it is.
40 to 80 is a long time.
It is.
It's a long time, ladies. Pay attention. And Alucard coming back again. I want to use the Aztec whistle at work to scare the shit out of my coworkers because it's fun.
I think you should do that, though.
Yeah, sounds legit.
Let's see. Cliff 3188 coming in here. And he actually sent me something on Gilded that we need to bring up before we ended the stream tonight. There's so much more happening with that Taiwan and South China Sea than what you guys brought up. All I have to say is, damn, NDA.
I believe you 110%. We wanted to give everybody a general overview tonight. A lot of people have no idea what started all of this shit over there and why we're paying any attention to it at all. So this was a general overview. I hear you on the NDAs. There were a couple of times where I was like, no.
Hey. And he finishes it off here with either way, stay awesome. And Jimmy, the blue dildo of doom.
It was back when my hat was new.
Some time ago.
Yes.
It's new. I don't know what to do.
I'm gonna have to rotate this one out here shortly.
Yeah, carry on.
Yep. Let's see. Sarku. Ronald Reagan warned us of the perils of the unbridled government spending and the bureaucracy that feeds upon it.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, but we can't buy automatic weapons thanks to Ronald Reagan. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Alucard coming back in. Draft hits. I wind up in jail. Pop comes around the jail and hands out a can of Altoids, hands a can of Altoids and say, "Do you like Altoids?"
That feels like that just got weird.
Yeah, that's pretty weird, but okay.
There you go. Mando coming back here. Can you show proof that Pop can carry a tune?
I'm not a singer.
I don't know, Pop. I'm pretty sure you can.
I hate that one, man.
It is so painful. I found
Sounds pretty
the
good.
actual video and watched it the other day, and it's not quite as painful as that, but it's pretty painful.
Pretty sure it's painful. And it looks like two more here from Sarku, and those will be the last ones on Rumble here. First one, the Gates will fallow the acreage that he owns. The feds will not allow grazing, mining, full exploration on federal lands.
Well, it's time to adjust that, let's say.
Yep.
We won't use other words. We'll use the word adjust today.
Yeah,
Correct.
there's adjustments need to be made on
Need to be
who
made.
owns the farmlands
Not
here in
just
America.
adjustments. We're sticking with adjustments. Anyway, carry on.
All right. And Sarku's last one here says, Pop, and you can dance if you want to. We don't have that one, and that will definitely get us a copyright strike.
we can't even play
claim
that
on that one. That one won't be.
Oh,
That'll
really?
be a Rumble extravagant extra. But looks like a Ellie card coming in here with the last one here on Rumble. You'll know me with the Altoids joke.
All right.
That's funny.
I remember Altoids. Altoids used to be good.
They still have them. I hate them.
I
can't find them anymore.
The big joke in high school was to give Altoids to the vegans because they're made with beef gelatin.
Yep. See, oh hey, look at that. We got concurrent viewers 500 with 500 over on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
We got 100% retention on YouTube.
Wow.
Nice.
All right.
Like to see that. We got 844 hanging out with us still over on Rumble here.
Nice.
Let's see. I got 40 over on the MGTOW chats. How's the MGTOW chat going? The MGTOW chat is MGTOW chatting.
It's
Lots
exciting.
of good stuff there.
Full of Bobs and Vagine.
Yes.
There are all of the taps.
Yeah.
Over on the MGTOW chat.
I'm sure.
And it looks like we got just one chat over on the MGTOW side. We got Transformative Synergy with $20. Says great topic.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
We're all going to
All
have
right.
to be involved in this at one point, so we might as well cover it now.
Yep.
If it goes dynamic, everyone is going to participate in one way or another. Sorry.
I so don't want this to go to
No,
the
I don't want
just
to. I don't want to
raise my
fucking do it either.
I just want to raise my chickens. Leave me the hell alone.
I'm totally cool just talking shit, pissing off half the world.
That's fine.
Yep. And over on Odyssey, no super chats over on Odyssey, but we got 16 currently watching with 16 fires, and someone disliked us. Someone flicked a booger at us on Odyssey.
Oh, that's tough. I'm sorry.
We usually get about 15 downvotes. That's just the way it goes.
Did we hurt
Yeah.
your feelings? Come back next week. We'll try harder.
That's right.
We'll do it again. Let's see. And we got 11 viewers over on DLive and Twitch. I forgot to load that up. My fault.
Did you load
Give me
my
2 seconds here while it loads up. We got 14 over on Twitch.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
All right, let's see here. Let me open up the emails here. Make sure we're not missing any cash apps here. Looks like we got Alex Patino sent in $10. Said sent a funny vid on email. All right, let's see here. Let me take a look here. Remember, guys, that if you guys want to send in videos and whatnot, we got to make sure that they're
Yeah.
We did didn't
This, I've seen this one, Alex. This one we definitely cannot play.
Yeah.
It is a good one. It is a very good one.
On the upside, over on Rumble, Alucard came back with another $5 just to say, "Fuck your feelings."
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Just like with Murphy, he comes with the dildo of consequences that comes rarely lubed.
Just never lubed.
It's never lubed.
I'm here to tell you,
Never
that
lubed.
is never lubed.
Never lubed.
Never.
Here,
Alrighty, let's see here. Let me double check here. It looks like that is the Cash Apps there. Again, Alex, thank you for sending in the Cash App and that video. I've seen the video. We cannot play it, but I will be sure to show it to Pop and Battledorf off screen because it is funnier than hell.
Outstanding.
Yeah, thank you.
It looks like, let me do one more double check here. It looks like YouTube is all caught up here. Rumble is also all caught up, and MGTOW.tv, of course, best chat on the internet. Tell me, guys, go over there, check it out. Looks like nothing over on Odyssey. D Live, there are no lemons there tonight, so it looks like we are ready for tonight's safety briefing, Pop.
All right, everybody. Don't drink and drive. Don't drink and swim. Doesn't work out. If you actually have to fornicate, wear a condom, take it with you, or flush it down the toilet and watch it go all the way down because crazy shit ensues. Hard times are coming. Rack up, pack up, and stack up. Safety in numbers. All right. If you have to actually fight, run away if you can. If you can't, don't go to the ground because that's where you get stomped out. And, if you're attacked by a group of individuals, I think gunplay is justified. Anyway, be cool, stay cool, and don't become cool. As in dead. I'm tired of burying you sons of bitches.
It's tedious.
I like that. Pop. All righty. And Battledorf, any final words from you?
More and more, you need to stay aware of your own surroundings. Even I should say, especially where you live, you're going to start to see changes around where you are. In most places, stay aware of your surroundings. That's how you notice things that are out of place.
Yep.
Head on a swivel. And 10 years ago, I would have laughed at myself for saying these things, but right now it is more and more important. And get to know some of your local community leaders and start to organize and start to make sure that you have basic supplies that you need, basic medical supplies that you need for your family, and make a plan. If you got friends nearby, family nearby, make a plan to meet at a spot and get the hell out of Dodge to safety. Just have the plan. It is something that you can prepare for. You may not have to use it. I hope you never have to use it.
Yep.
But have a plan. Stay aware. That's what I got. Go, Jimmy.
Yep. And one thing to piggyback off the Battledorf there, always know where your exits are. Always plan an exit strategy. Always be sure to, if you have to, be a little violent when you need to get out of certain situations. And, don't join the Navy because if you do, we already know you're going to be homo confirmed, but we're still going to.
You are fined 1 homo suspicion point for violation of the Man Code Morality Statute.
That's never not going to be funny.
And that's what the captain says, and whatever the captain says, the captain goes. So,
all right.
There you go. All right, gents. Catch you guys later on Thursday. Maybe we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna get with Blake. We'll see what's up.
All righty. If not, the evil button pushing monkey is always here to fill in the gaps. Phrasing.
Push the button.
I can't do it. I can't.